we speak.
Holla!
Hello, what you doing, man? Bobo, how's things? How's things? How's the Sunday?
Akasande kakachila mdada.
You and your preschool.
You saw the video I sent you yesterday.
Yeah, man, I don't miss the stage. It's a lot of energy, bro. Hey,
Dinogara ndakaniita mdada. You know, with my wife, we are always laughing at each other. Tikagara pasofa chiti tunaona movie kana series.
next thing you're gone. I'm a
10
one.
minutes, 10 minutes in the thing. That's what I am there.
I, how about you be fine? In 5 years' time, they'll all be different, huh? In about 10 years, it will be like it never happened. I mean, it just goes just like that.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's a Sunday. Do you guys go to church in your? Did you guys find a church in your country?
It is good church mdada, but I don't know. Like, it's taken
It's
us.
not the same, huh?
Like, Tikishika, we used to go like religious. but zvakazongotanga kuchinja mdada, like kutanga kufunga kuti
But what changed though?
I don't know, like it's actually a very good question because what
Yeah.
changed? Nothing really changed. But
Mm-hmm.
like at first
Exactly.
me
Exactly. And that's my point. That's exactly what my point is. Because I actually believe we go to church a lot because we got nothing to do. In as much as people think when I say that it's very how do you call it? I don't know, anti-Jesus or whatever. But people are packed in churches because you don't have anything to do, and that's why you're poor. You're always stuck in church. Imagine like you go to church. Look, I'm Adventist by culture. You find me Sunday when I reach church for whatever youth must singing whatever. Maybe Monday they've got a meeting of some sort and whatnot. Wednesday and then Thursday, Saturday again the whole day. You actually don't have anything to do because if you're busy, you probably just make it for service and that's it, and then leave the pastors to do their work. You know.
yeah, that's yeah.
So a lot of people think, I think that's one thing. I mean, okay, we just probably need to start the show probably before we start discussing personal issues, man. Yeah,
Well, welcome everybody to Yella Holla.
yeah.
Yeah, where we speak our thoughts and our opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, today we want to talk about religion and immigration. I know for most Africans, especially on this side of the world, this could actually be something that they've experienced or are experiencing. And yeah, it so happens that when we move, we take our faith with us, but somewhere, somehow, in between airports, visas, and survival,
Things happen.
that faith.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. Like when you really look at it, it's a religion does not roam. I think religion is actually a geographically specified. You know, I don't think any one religion actually works outside its outside its location. Because what makes you religious in a certain way, in my opinion, has a lot to do with where you live, and that means community and the modus operandi of that area, So if you change your location, it's very difficult to practice your religion because the environment is different. And as when we were talking earlier, now you're called to work. A lot of people don't understand what 8 hours of work is like. Eight. Some people do a bit longer, maybe 9 hours. I'm hearing people in the UK are doing like 12-hour shifts. You do that 6 days a week, my friend. You can't even listen to the pastor. So the question then becomes like, what is it's religion? I know parandara, and it's religion. Just is it like it's just a question. What is religion though? Because I think there's the practice and then there's the belief. You know. I don't know what to think about it because it's going to church every day, looking good for everybody. Like you saw them yesterday. Yeah, that's just a practice. But then like, but what is it? Is it like in your belief? Does it change who you are? I don't know what to think about that, man.
Well, for me, on a personal note, like when because now that I'm here, there's so much that I've learned from, just society on its own without religion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Without putting religion in between. For
Mm-hmm.
for us in Africa, we religion has become like a part of us. It's become who we are. But if we look a bit deeper into this Christianity, especially Christianity, I think
Mm-hmm.
we can all agree that Christianity is actually not African, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe this is why we struggle with it a lot. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is why Africans actually struggle with it because it is it is not ours. Like we want to teach ourselves this new religion or this
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. I think
it's not
it's
ours.
I think it's a borrowed thing because what I don't like about Christianity is that it made an effort to make us forget what was good about our own beliefs.
Yeah.
Honestly, we were not sending lightning bolts and snakes to everyone. We had because I tell people this like in Shona language. The male genitalia is literally named Musikaruzi. It's like we knew creation and all these things before, and we had a certain way we did things. We've got all practices that we have that Christians have it, like things like Easter and all this nonsense, which is not even accurate. But the thing is, our practices, I don't know how they manage to make us think that anything that we do has got evil intent. Or that's the part about Christianity I don't understand. And I agree with you. I think it's a borrowed religion. And I'm sorry to say, a lot of people that then got into Christianity at a certain time, it was tied to affluency. For you to say, these ones, they're now successful. Look at them. They go to church, they wear ties, suit and ties. There was a level of sophistication, in as much as people don't agree. But going to church looking pretty on a Sunday, they even called it Sunday best. Huh? Dressing, looking sharp and everything. Huh? Drinking tea and cake afterwards. It's like what white people used to do. Foreign white people, not ours, urban white people, no. So I also think like it's we have to admit that it's borrowed. And the unfortunate part, like I ask people, like, what did we used to do just to praise God? Just what is it? Because we cannot run away from it. Because I think 80% of the people right now have got African traditional religious beliefs. If something goes wrong, no, there's something. No. Everybody goes Gunanga and all this funny stuff. And you can see how quick people are starting to do the whole, what is it? I don't know, Gurumba and all this nonsense. We have that in us. And I think And I equally think, and not just to not say too much, I equally think churches are packed because people have got spiritual problems that are beyond just heaven. People have got issues, togolosh issues. People have got mobile issues. People have got issues, and this is what kills people. And I think that's why people wonder, like, why would somebody go and seed money at this punk? This guy's a rapist, for example, but people keep going to his church. It's because people have got certain burdens from an African traditional religious perspective that keeps them in church for them. They are trying to find respite. But punks like me, who have no problems with nothing, I'm like, why should you tell me how to live my life when we have the same problems? You know, I don't get it. Like, I don't know what to think about that because agreeing that it's foreign and us as probably just as Zimbabweans have not found a way of making any sort of religion that we adopted a Zimbabwean way. You know, what is the Zimbabwean Adventist way? What is the Zimbabwean Methodist way? What's the Zimbabwean Lutheran way? You know, we still send our money to their headquarters somewhere. You know, and then when they come back and tell you need to accommodate the alphabet in your system, we're like, I don't do that. We're confused. You know, I don't know what to think about it, man.
Yeah, Papa, you are right. I mean, we need. I think it's also part of what we spoke about last time when we spoke about mindset. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this also touches Papa because if we're going to change our mind on national issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means, we have to start right from the beginning. And the beginning is religion. Because I believe Africans have to believe in what they believe in, that what works for them. You see, Muslims, the Muslim community, that's what works for them. In China, or is it in these Nepal, they believe in
Buddha and stuff.
Yeah, weird stuff like elephants, cows, and things like that.
It's weird too. Like in India, apparently in India, my daughter's boyfriend was in India a couple of weeks ago, and we were saying that that cows are like so privileged. Even if the cow just walks into the supermarkets and starts chowing your watermelon, you can't even check it out because it's holy. And I was like, what? They got T-bone steak, they're harassing people. I agree. The mindset thing, let me give you a twist. This is really gonna hurt somebody. But by the way, it's just having a bit of a liquid salad. Just nah, this weekend I discovered I'm too old to be going out and having fun. Something I learned, I have to give up my religion. My blood pressure religion has to be terminated. Anyway, so talking about mindset, I agree. This is the phenomenon in Europe. Let's use Europe for example. For the longest, the war has been between Islam and Christianity. And with the turning of time, the Europeans have become a bit more liberal, open-minded. Then they stopped practicing Christianity, okay? So they started seeing everyone the same. But the Islamic people have never changed who they are. And as you rightfully say, they believe in Islam from a household to an administrative position. And that's how they move wherever they go. Wherever they go, they build a mosque. And I think if you look at the UK, they've built a major mosque on every single four corners. There's actually like an island where there's virtually no one, but there's a mosque there now. You know what I mean? So they've moved in terms of the reason why they look effective in everything that they do, if you call it the jihad, whatever it is. It's like right from the household to administration, they've got the same religion. Now, the Europeans stopped practicing Christianity. And everybody started doing all these things, worrying about alphabet issues and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, they say, okay, I think we're all the same, Then they open the door, okay? Now they can't figure out why there's so many people of Islamic beliefs everywhere. Like if you look at the UK, if you look at anywhere else, you find these guys are the most. One, they've kept doing the same things they've been doing from the beginning. Beliefs, family structure, social systems. They've got the same thing. I go to the gym with these guys. They are such a community, bro. Even if when the sauna, they take a break at the same time. I know these 5 cousins. Say they come to the gym. If they're doing chest, they're doing chest. They all drive Mercedes. They don't even drive Mercedes. It's just like they kept it like that. But the rest of the world doesn't have religion as part of their agenda. So which is why probably even as Africans, we can't really figure out where we're going. Because for some reason, at some point, you just find Maputo Rawad, and then a certain element to realize, no, we need to buy Njaremo as a Java. It's not to say they're saying, he's now part of our team. No, they're recognizing that this is actually an impactful group of people. So we have to be in bed with them somehow. And that's just how it works. So if you ask me what religion is actually Zimbabwe, I would like to say Dima Apostle. Because that's the most of the people, and that's the one thing that actually goes along with African traditional religion issues. They call it ATR or something. We are more of Mapostor in what we are doing, and Mapostor have got more of a drive in our country because they've got consistency and they live their life from a household. They've got an impostor A, impostor B, the houses are the same. If you go to their businesses, I used to do business in my postal. It's the same. It's the same thing. They can raise their kids. But if you go to my house and your house as Christians, it's 2 different things. We can't even do sleepovers as church people because then one will get in the house and discover that you can't go into that room. You can't. That room is closed. So I agree that mindset has a lot to do with religion. And until we define that as a country, if we say Zimbabwe is an apostolic country, I want to agree because that's the most dominant thing, But we can't do that because, there's religious liberty. People are free to worship as they wish and so forth. But then that creates cracks.
Yeah.
And this is why people can't find a unanimous mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why kuno ku Europe kana musiri ku Zimbabwe, even to Zimbabwe. Most of the people, actually, most of us on our team, we just hate each other for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Vatenga motikari nyuwani ukatanga kutsama kuti azviita sei kutorwadziwa kunza. The truth is munhu ari kutoshanda munhu ari kushanda mudari ari kushanda kuplana kuita zvinhu zvake, and it's the same. You see, Muslims, it's different actually with Muslims. What they do is cousin akauya kuEurope kunoku and vanotopa mari kunzi takabatanidza mari tese toda kuti titenge the basics so that usangosvike kunoku starting afresh. Unotowana kune kamari kakakumirira imba yako utotenga zvinhu kana kuti unotopiwa masofa ekudhara zvinhu zvangodaro. And then, quickly munhu Muslim kunoku quickly unotoona makasvika september unoona kuti unosei zvinhu zvake zvinenge zviri kufamba isusu zvedu hazvisu, like, and it's because of their culture, it's because of their belief, religion. This is how they operate.
They practice it.
And everyone, exactly. They operate as one, and everyone in that one should benefit. When you put small individuals, the head of the,
I think you bring an interesting aspect there. I think one of the challenges with religion for us is hierarchy. And I want to bring in a different angle there. It's when you get into church circles, you find there's somebody who's just important for no reason, And I never used to understand, like, in my system, like, hey, elder soaring so high, hey, deaconess, what? But these guys are go fuck off. Like, in real life, they're not even doing anything substantive. When you don't see them, like, on a weekly basis, I remember one guy, I will not say his name, but he was a decent youth guy, a bit older than me, maybe 10 years older. I see these guys were singing in church, very tidy, and his girlfriend. Until one guy said, "But my combi one." This boy doesn't even have a car, and he worked like he was like a spanner boy somewhere. The image that he used to present in church, mama. And this guy was just my greens, overalls, whatever. And I'm like, but dude, so why do you stress yourself wearing all these, I got better no, I suit like a waistcoat, chichi. You're just a mechanic. In fact, you're not even qualified. Then I started asking him questions because he said, ask him, come on. So what do you do, chichi, what, what? And the guy was just hesitant to talk to me because he had seen me in a frame where he doesn't present who he wants to be. So a lot of people with church, they discover relevance and unwarranted recognition, which is why when people immigrate, no one is going to say, this is Elder Bobsy, so excuse me, hey, watch out for the elder. Nobody gives a shit. So when you lose that, the religion loses meaning. You don't need to go to church because you're not going to get there. It's like, yes, they've arrived. Yes, yeah, nobody does that. When you go to church, it's like everyone's the same. No one is even dressed nice. It's just jeans and sneakers, warm jackets. It's like, you know what I mean? There's nothing like this woman is wearing a hat like it's from Las Vegas. No. So the essence to us going to church in back home is more of like feel good, we're not really living the belief. But then when you get here, I think this is when you actually become a Christian. Because you then realize that, hey, whatever, I need to have some sort of direction. It then comes into your house and it stops being about people because there's no one you can impress. That's why you stop going to church because you can't get the energy back, You can't. I remember the first time I got here, the pastor was wearing a jeans. His shirt wasn't tucked in. This big guy, and I even told the other elder, but this is not what the pastor looks like. I can't bring my son here to come and see someone looking shabby like this. I was pissed off, but if you talk to me now, I didn't understand. What these guys. Religion for them, they live it. They're good people. They'll do good stuff, and maybe they look out for you, and they check on you. They help you with personal issues. They even ask you for I'm a paper boy. How right that is that.
Inina, I actually remember like Pataka Shika, right? Like Pataka Shika, and it end up church, and the people were asking us to Makapa and things like that. And because we were regulars there, right?
Mm-hmm.
They started to like ask us, but we have things at home that we don't need anymore.
And then you thought,
So Tipe address, so and they would bring stuff for the kids. They would ask talk about things like that. And that's how Christianity works. It's not about going to church or making life. No, it's about the community.
Yeah, if you know of the same faith, then you can check on each other. Like I literally, I've go to my dad and check. I'm going down because some of the members are like in the 80s, 90s. They're old because like I said, they start practicing religion. So in church, most people that I go to church with are above 870. They're like my dad and above. So it's also one of those environments where you can't go there even if you got stuck on the show. Go to hey man, get arrested. You just have to be soft about everything. You know what I mean? So it's an important thing. And the coming here, and I say to people, you're not a Christian. And when I ask them, guys, like, how many people have you told about Jesus? Since you came here, none. But some of you are preaching, standing in front of people. Hey, convert, come to Jesus. Hey, do all this. We bring him to Europe. Just having regular cheese and sauce in your house. Now you're just thinking, no. Tell them about Jesus. Let's see. If you're a real Christian, you just go there. You know, like I admire my, I want to see my watchtower. They're here. Those guys are here, and I even see them, but they're not as aggressive as ours, though. They just stand there and so forth. I was my 45 degrees. I was doesn't say, you know. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting, but like we don't help each other. And the hate thing you're saying, Kuti, you know, if I remember somebody set up a group here that with church members, people were spending more time saying, that girl, you know, she was a smaller so and so, she's got 2 kids out of wedlock, she can't be taking charge of church. Guys, when you know, it doesn't matter. Even if someone works as a prostitute, you have to understand that look, that's what they found. You have to help them out. That I'm going to prostitute. You can't be a stripper. And we can find you a job at the supermarket. That's reality. It is a hard to tell you and I'm on the to tell them sick about it, to tell them you get my point. But you never knew. But you know, it makes you realize, Kuti, a person's a person, and people have got circumstances beyond their control. And now, what you are asking, like you say, when you move, you then realize, I think that's what you call faith in action. Because you've got no idea where you're going. You don't understand how it works. But you keep a prayer in your heart. That's why you didn't stop going to church. Because the reason why you used to go to church with that, like I used to go to church with rich people, man. If I give you names, you'd be like, what are you doing there? Like rich people. But everyone's, it's their money. You know, it's their money. They don't have to help you. But you keep thinking hanging around with these people will probably maybe one day you'll score. No, you won't. You know what people used to tell me then? About me. Remember Buddha, I'm I don't know Buddha. Only when I left, I was like, oh shit, that's what they say. You know what I mean? Because they come from here. You see what I mean? So it's tricky.
You are so right. You know, like kuzimu you know, kind of kuchechi newana nemali. They maybe help you nekuwana basa, but they'll never help you kukupa mali kuti. Oh,
No, never,
you know,
never. If they give you a job, you're lucky. Though I would like to explain, people, Zyoja is a different thing though. Zyoja networks are kind of good. I don't want to lie. I know a lot of Zyoja people. When I was trying to do business, even my days when Grace was still Gucci Grace in the office, they even had networks that could reach that far to like, you know what are you trying to do? And they understand that they're mechanics that run the world. Whereas other religion, I used to go to church and then every Sabbath, and then she got motor to first place but there was not even a single point you ever said, okay, young men, everyone meets here, let's talk. You know, I'm having a conference. What are your challenges? How can we go further? Nothing. You just come there in bodyguards who clear a whole bench, sins or so. You don't even shake the guy's hand. So you bring me check with the VP. I mean, I won't even say. Even Chief Charumbira, all this part. You need to come. But there was this. So for me, religion then I was like, you know what? I think we're just Africans, and it looks good to be in church. This is the only, and a lot of us go to church because it just looks good. Yeah, I don't know matter about the church, but your hearts are not pure. You know, you're terrible people in nice clothes. Hmm? Religion is a big issue. But there's a question to ask me also. Let me ask you the question then. Is it like this is what she says. Okay. Are you still of the same faith? Like do you still believe in God the same way you did when you're back home now that you are living here?
actually, no, I don't. I'm not. I'm not.
I thought I was mad. At least I'm not down here.
I I understand it a bit deeper now, and yeah, like even if I were to go back home, no one can convince me anyhow now. Like, kudala, it was so easy to teach someone going to go
Mhm.
okay, and but now I can actually tell someone, "Ah, what for?" I mean, I can always just pray at home. I don't need
Yeah.
to be in that big place to prove that I can.
Uh-huh.
That I need it. Yeah. Now I just do it on my own terms, basically.
Yeah, okay. Let me tell you one thing. What happened to me was very simple. I agree with what you're saying. But when I was about 12 years old, I asked my mom this question. I was like, but mom, who are they preaching to these people? Why do they always, every time they're telling us, hey, bad people, repent, whatnot? Isn't we good? We're in church, so we're the good people. Huh? We should go out there and preach to people who are beer or doing nothing that don't know God. Well, they my mom, they said, you will understand it as you get older. Okay? So as I grew older, I analyzed this and I analyzed. Then I realized, no, the people in church are actually people who are clueless. They actually don't know who they are. You know what I mean? And they can't question the how things work because they themselves don't know who they are. Yeah. So what I then understood in life, like there's my favorite verse. I even have a tattoo for this. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11. Huh? Time and chance. It happens to everybody. So when I understood that God made people that are normal like me, who are given chances, brain, everything is fine. But then there are people that are disabled who've got handicaps. Maybe those people need God every day. They need to pray every day. You and I, my friend, God is busy. However, the thing you do are your decision. You make a decision, you get the results. You get the results, then you're like, oh, why not? No. You made the choice. You know exactly what you're not supposed to be doing, but
Exactly.
you did anyway. Yeah,
You can't.
exactly. So that's my position. So for me, this happy clappy enthusiasm about no, I'm fasting because God should see me. Dude, you think God goes to sleep or something? He saw you doing your nonsense the other day. Now you're reaping the benefits, and then now you want him to come and sort out. I'm like, if he's not home,
Those were then story like when we started Kuti, this is why I feel like African Christians, like they're lost within this Christianity.
mm-hmm.
Very physically, but spiritually, uh, they're struggling with that.
the spirit part we want it because we want to there's a chemistry thing to it that I always ask my wife about it, but then being spiritual for me, it's like I think there's people with problems, which is why I never ask anyone who's going back home that can you carry my bag or bring me some beauty, because most people they actually go back home for what you didn't realize they're going there to see their nangas and so forth because they just think in their own movie. That's one of the things. And then when I discovered this, because I've got a lot of West African friends, and most of them go to Belgium. In Belgium, you've got like a whole industry of witch doctors. And I was even saying, maybe I should find out if I've got some superpowers. If I become witch doctor, I'll make man. Because in reality, that's what it is. So without saying, yeah.
Why do we have this belief equity? Okay, what is a witch doctor for? Is a witch doctor to help you get Shonga to prosper, or is it to curse someone that you don't like, or what?
I think
Like,
I think generally as human beings we like closure. And what religion does, there's a statement that says religion is the opiate of the people, whatever. Because it's based on feelings, it's based on beliefs, like something, and just desire. Okay. So what witch doctors do is they never tell you the future as such. They give you like a solution to say if you do these things might work out. But if you go there, they always say, "Did you do this at 2 p.m.?" I said 1:45 kind of scenario. So but what they mostly do is tell you what caused it. You know what I mean? So people go there to seek closure, you know. But if you're raised with that belief, you understand that you need to, for you to understand why things are, you have to be told by someone with a spiritual a superiority, yeah? Which is why you find like in what I call happy clappy churches, you know, your Makandiwas, angels, Magaya, I call them happy clappies. These churches, there's a lot to do with elation, and they talk about intercessory and so forth, because they make you believe that there's people that have got a special connection that you can't get, because, and I don't believe that. If you all prove, I will because until you conquer the toilet for me, you can't tell me you know God any better. No, I don't believe that. But that's sort of the same principle, you know. So people that do practice religion at a pastor level, just put more time. Like, you can't swim better than me because I swim. I swim like 5 kilometers every other day. So if you come from my next race, I'll beat you. But I can't then say I'm an Olympian. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with religion. So when you go to witch doctor, I lived in Chipinge for almost 4 years. Witch doctors just give people answers. Yes, it's an entire realm. There's a lot that goes on there. But then that's why people go there. You know, so because you get there, you're told, no, you know what, you did this happened. And unfortunately, some people are actually initiated into these things. Just like when I was being initiated into being a Christian in my family, that's why I think the way I think. You know what I mean? Because at some point I was just told this is what we believe. And another thing that religion does is that it builds boundaries. If you step out of there, I hate to arasika. You know what I mean? Within the human mind, a human being is limitless. Consciousness is limitless. You're supposed to be a person that actually antagonizes your situation. And if God is my God, like you're my God, I should be saying, like I don't dare to say. That's how I talk to God. And my prayers get answered. I don't know. That's when I pray, I say, you know, I hope my God blesses you. Because I think people have got other gods that just don't work. You know, what you do, I don't know what's going on. You see? So that's why people do that. It's like getting answers, and then when you come here, right, you then realize that no, these answers mean overtime. You need to work. There's no one that's going to pray for you. There's no pastor that's going to pay your electricity bill. There's no pastor that's going to pay a tax. It's going to be you. So what you're doing, you go to home, you tell God, thank you, Lord. You took me through this week. I'm not ill. I've earned this money, and we're very grateful. You say, God bless our food. Amen. And now you really believe that God is giving you, please give me this opportunity. You go to school. You and I speak different languages now. You know, in as much as we come from the same country. If you know to speak Yella, I don't know. If I speak mine, you don't understand. You know, already. But all these things is where I knew that God came in. And it's the faith to actually then do that. So it's got nothing. There's no one in my church that's going to make me speak German. No. There's no amount of prayer or holy water or nothing. It's not going to happen. I have to go to school. You see what I mean? So it becomes faith in action. You see what I mean?
We need to learn to practice faith in action in Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm.
In Africa, you know, I think we struggle with that, and we just have this belief here, you know, let's go to church, let's pray, our prayers will be answered and things like that. But like you were saying, you know, our prayers are answered in many different ways, basically, you know, and it's the basics. If you really think about it, it's
Mm-hmm.
the basics of everyday life, you know, and that's what we should be grateful for. Able to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
well enough to go to work, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and actually having a job, things like
Yeah.
that. It's it's something that it's so overlooked, and yet It's the main relish of prayer.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you one thing that I used to tell people. You know what's the most difficult thing when you start living in Europe? You discover you're nothing. Like you don't matter. And what religion does, like what I was telling you before, was it gives people iskundla, skundla. That's what you say in the village, in Jimbo. Like yeah, and it's just hot air. It's like a big fight. It's nothing. It ain't shit. It's just, and the thing is, you're just giving a lot of weight where you go because you've got this skundla in your life. But in essence, when you look at your family, you're not bringing anything to the table. So when you first get into Europe, this is what happens. You have to find a job. Like this is how I got a job. I just went around. I received me, that was 4 lines, The degree, everything was not important. All I said was, this is what I know. I wrote in their language. This is what I want. This is what I can do right now, which is anything. But this is what I want to do. That's all I said. It was literally outside my phone number. It was about 5 lines. So I used to go around in industry with a bachi on a bicycle. Then I met this guy. My first job was, this guy was exactly the same age as me. And he was, I think he must have been, then he was like operations manager or something. Because I was speaking in English. And I told him, this is what I want to do. My friend, first job I did, I was washing crates in the meat factory where my wife even now works there. She's like a small little boss in logistics eventually. But it's the first thing that used to happen to me when I was working there, I used to shout at people in my own language out of frustration. Because somebody would just say, hey, you know what I mean? Hey, it's so demeaning. This was demeaning, and somebody just hey. And there's no respect. So you come out of there, my friend. if you ask God 1,000 questions, you know what I mean? I used to tell my wife this story. Then one day, work was so hard, because I was changing departments. Then I went to pack meat and so forth. And then one day, I got home, I told my wife, I was like, Lord, at some point you just almost run me the highway. I'm like, just take me now. The stress is unbelievable. But I'll tell you what then happened. The morning I woke up, it was snowing, I remember. And then I said to myself, I am Tinashe, I ride a bicycle to work. I'm going to work. I was never the same. From that day, I realized that God, it's you who watches over me. I never run into wolves. I never run into big deers when I'm cycling my bike at 4 a.m. Because I used to start work at 4 a.m. Eventually, because I used to do samples and stuff, and my hygiene stuff. So sometimes I get to work at 3:45 in the morning. You can imagine. So you're riding your bike in the dark. With a little light, and you feel like you've got the latest bicycle. You've got that one, like those bikes where eventually one day it just so for me, God for me has become a very personal thing. Like it's what I believe in. So when people ask me that, are you Christian or what? I tell them, look, I'm none. I just know God. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's defined by. I don't take these definitions because they don't prescribe me to certain things. I know for sure if I pray right now, things will happen. I know. Because I've got a relationship and I know all of my shenanigans, God, I'm a different kind of person. But if somebody says, but you are this, you can't do that, I will say that. Me, I do what I want. As long as God understands that I can apologize, that's me. So I'm not religious. But it didn't start now. It's just that living here has made it very clear. And my wife struggles with it because I'll be like, we're not enjoying enthusiasm. What is this? Yeah? These kids cannot even clean up after themselves. They want to leave the bed. Let them know how to tidy first.
But I can imagine.
Dude, I used to say some nasty shit because I remember the one time I shouted with this Bali and we literally stopped the machine and ran. Because I'm not a small person, so I was walking to him and I was like, the guy just pressed one of those red buttons and And it was a barrier that 60, he ran. And he came back, the boss is like, what's going on? I'm like, this guy. What's wrong with this guy? He was doing so much for the grapes were coming like, it was just, I'm trying to tell the dude, hey, slow down when you think, wow. So even until now, and even where I work right now, where I work now, they know that this African dude, he's a nice guy, he'll be laughing, just don't cross his lines. And I don't even, not even 2 minutes, I'll be straight, like, my friend, okay. Because I have to fight for myself. You know, it's just, and now it's even worse because I speak their language. So one thing I tell people, what my boss always laughs at, I always say, look, tell your friends, it'll be very, very sad to get shouted by an African. So just avoid doing something that will make me shout at you. Because you're the one who will not sleep at night. Because if I shout at you, everyone will be like, that's a two-button boy. So don't step on my feet. If I tell you, dude, do this, just do that. Don't be not doing it. But when I come for you and ask you why didn't you do it, I'm not going to be talking nicely, eh? That's besides the point. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've got another question for you though. Let's see this. I mean, like religion has a lot to do with relationships. Relationship between you and married, like I am, kids and family, and then you've also got family out here, maybe not in the same country but everywhere. Are you still in a position to say that you, despite whatever your common religion is in your family, do you feel that your religion and practice, just your beliefs, are still the same as a family? Like how you relate with your brothers and cousins, because, let's say it's my story. Is it still the same for you, or you feel like your location has probably made you grow in a different direction or assume a different position about the same beliefs and religion?
Well, that question is, I think it's so personal, but then I can answer it. Maybe I'll try to generalize
Yeah.
that. Anyway, when I left, I mean, here, my relationship with most of my family members was not so great.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it was okay, but you know, too much painting was happening, and I just started to like actually um, exclude myself bit by bit from a lot of events that were happening family wise.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got here, basically I cut communication for a while.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, like I really I, I didn't speak to anyone, not even my friends. I think it was only basically you and mom. But yeah, for the first actually 6 months, I didn't speak to most people.
Hmm.
Yeah, um,
That's interesting.
yeah, like I just needed to find myself. I think in a way it was good because there was something I was looking for within myself,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I think it played a very big role in in the person I then became after that, in terms of um, who I associate myself with and how I just carry myself after that.
Okay. Okay. So do you feel like your family's negative energy was pulling you down? And now do you feel like you're in a position to actually say F you, or you just think these people are ignorant? Like, yeah, you just like, yeah, I couldn't be bothered.
I think the biggest thing for me was that we failed. I'm not going to say them. Um, I think we all played a part. You know, we failed to just sit down and iron out issues if ever there were issues that needed to be ironed out. You know,
Mhm.
we instead took the position you blame and pointing fingers and you know that type of that type of
But
thing.
that's a lot of, you know what? That's a lot of BS though. You know, I don't know why family people have got time, like these all these family groups, man. I mean, I had to exit the other one because I always say to people, you know, you guys have got time. You know, it's you got time for nothing really. And I don't think my advice to you as probably like an older brother is I think the most important time is just to say, most important thing in time is just to say less, you know, and try not to answer. But speaking your position, I'm a very vulgar and pronounced person. You know, I say what I want because I don't know everybody I'm against my damn wrong. So it's just you know. So I think the one thing you should do is actually speak your mind and say, guys, you know what? I don't agree with this, but it's all love. Because another thing I tell people is that family is not where you're going; it's where you come from. You know,
Well,
people didn't even believe Jesus was anything, Baba, until he was coming back. Because then others, hey, you know, checks out this own, it's trolling. This is, you know, this guy, Joseph Slightio. The only son of the king, bro. That's what people say. So you're never famous. Jesus was never famous in his own land. So family likewise is where you come from. It's not where you're going. You can respect them, love them, but then you don't have to condone the way they view you. It's like, no, what you think, yeah, that's it, you know? And it's good to keep your distance.
yeah, I think that's why now I'm able to like you know like I don't give a shit like
Mm-hmm.
yeah like if anyone says something like hey just because he acts different I'm like fuck that yeah
Of course you do.
I don't need
Well,
time
yeah, you know, I live in Europe. I can't act like I come from barrio. These levels, my are levels beyond levels. Like a lot of people, let me be honest, one fact, a lot of people need days of prayer and to steal money and all these things to live like we do, bro. I mean, we can swag it, all right? It's a fact. And we actually work for it. So, another thing that I wanted to say about family is this um, religion gives people the permission to have a say in people's lives unnecessarily. You know, so somebody just believes because you've got the same religion, the same family, they've got the nerve to call you. I need to on this far. Who are you? You
exactly
know.
but I don't wanna this is the other problem I faced when everything was fine I started to you know try to help those that I could, at least by advising them, not financial. I know everyone wants the financial part, but
Mhm.
that's not how it works with me. Uh,
Mhm.
I tell them, "Good to know, you guys. If you want to come this side, this is how it works."
Mhm.
You know, I think it's the same. Neil, you gave me advice,
Mhm.
and it was up to me to take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And well, for them, because they asked me for help, I told them what I know and what I experienced or what I've heard from the people that live around us. And for them, it sounded like I'm bullshitting. And
Mhm.
I didn't take that lightly because I was like, I'm trying to help you. And when you look at me as if I'm crazy or I'm lying to you, why would I lie to you? Like, to me, it really, it's neither here nor there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why would I lie to you? But yeah, you know, people will always be people.
Yeah,
And
because I'll tell you what, people always think that there's panika deal, panika, there's something. That's another thing that comes, you know, like the way the thing we find in churches is like when people were stealing money from work and doing all these deals, someone will come to church and be like, I'm blessed this week. You all know you stole money from the bank, you banked the money, now it's a lot of money, you bought a house, and then you have to come to church and like, the Lord was faithful, he came through. We know you are sleeping with your boss, and you have to come, so that's the thing. So people think there's always like a back door. So when you apply yourself and then you realize if you tell someone for free that it's actually this easy to do this, they think you're lying.
Yeah,
So
I
I've got a principle now that if you don't inspire them, uh, don't don't impose yourself on people. Someone who's inspired by you will not even call you. You'll be surprised. They'll tell you that you know what, I'm now at this point, but I'm not very sure now. Now I need your help. Then you'll be shocked because you inspired them. You get my point. But if the people you love will never listen. The one thing I'll tell you, they'll never. It's like children. Even if you call them and draw diagrams and say this, they'll never. They just think for some reason, there's something you're not telling them. And because of religion, we think what's yours is ours. Like if one of you makes money, all of a sudden it's our money. Hey, no, it doesn't, which is the same thing. Like you'd find, like in a church situation back home, if you buy a car, a nice car, all of a sudden you're going somewhere in church, all of a sudden the pastor or some elder comes and sits in front. Now your wife and children have to find alternative transport because you are driving the nice car. It's going to go. You understand what I'm saying? Because you've got a nice car, all of a sudden you want to be committed to weddings. If you've got a good job, like I remember, some point in my old church, I had a good job. I had a very big tithe. You know what I mean? People will look at the side. So all these things, the reason why, just to bring it back home, the reason why religion never then does work when it comes here, it's because it's a function of society appraisals and appeasement. That's what it is. You're praised and you're appeased by people. So when you come here, all those things don't work. But you've been lucky to discover God for yourself in your household. Then, because when you go to these people, they can't. It doesn't matter how successful you are as a black person in Europe. They're always going to think there's something about you that is inadequate. I was in the pool right now. This happens every day. There was this kid, man. This kid just could not stop looking at me. When I got there, I got at the same time, and he kept looking. I think he's thinking, why is this dude this brown? Like, what the hell? And then when I finished swimming, there's a little sauna. There's not a very big sauna, like not very warm, but it's got windows. You can see people swimming. So I was sitting in there. This kid comes in. He literally just stood there, and I was like, and in my head, I was like, why doesn't the dad just explain that? No, this dude is brown because he's from Africa. Because at the same time, some other woman I got in with, I think they got thinking, can this dude swim? Because you're like the only black person. You know what I'm saying? And then you get like 100 lengths. But so at some point you have to grow out of that to understand that people need to people are ignorant and you have to be the bigger person, which is what religion is about. So you have to be friendly beyond your means. I always imagine myself like, how did Barack Obama do it? It must be really hard, right? Because everybody is thinking, yeah, it's the same thing with religion. So now, exactly, we the people of African descent are now the new ministers of religion in how we do things, in how we carry ourselves, in how we're patient, in how we execute things. That's our ministry. You have to keep it 100, Baba, and you have to achieve big things. It's not about walking around and telling people. It's how you execute and how you carry yourself in these spaces. That's your ministry. Because they'll ask themselves, how the hell is this punk doing it? And that's when you didn't tell them about God. I am Dara Maketa. But I want Dara, I'm going everywhere, so I don't know now.
I just thought of something when you were talking just now. And I thought we should look for Maponga and invite him for a discussion here.
Yeah, that one, but you fry our brains.
I think instead we should get fried. I think we need that. Like it helps you grow. Like you think deeper. My friend ask the right questions, or he says the right things, the things that no one is thinking of.
Yeah, but you see the problem that you should don't play golf in pajamas. This is the problem. And for me, Kono Maponga, he plays golf in pajamas. I mean, beautiful swing, making enough for all in ones, but he's just got the wrong attire. The thing is, I would love to have a discussion with him. I mean, I've got his number, I send him stuff, but he's like beyond our time, you know. So I truly understand why he plays golf in pajamas. Yeah, God, right. But, yeah. You get what I'm going to say? Because I acknowledge that his mind is bigger and his exposure is everything. And I don't think I've got enough intellect to even have a debate with this guy or even host him for something. I could ask him questions. If you want to have a question and answer segment, I could do that because I've got like some really, really, like you do, like very sharp questions. But if I can reason at this level, bro, I can't play golf in pajamas. That level, I'm not there. Yeah.
I actually like him. I started following him some time back, and I like his way of thinking.
Mhm.
It's quite interesting. But yeah, that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, true, true, true.
But we should also touch a bit on immigration. Because I'm gonna say when you go.
Uh, Let me tell you what. I think immigration is always tricky um, for people that do not follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, it's always going to be a challenge. What they talk about immigration here and all these are the challenges, it's really not people like you and me, in my opinion. There's a certain kind of people that fall out of the bracket. So I, for one, in the town I live in, outside just being a different color, I never feel like I'm unusual, and I'm not even in that bracket. But I'm not in that. You know what an immigrant is? It's like the aimless person from a foreign land. I'm not in that bracket. So I don't see. I don't see what the challenge is, but I just think the challenge then comes in with people of a different religion. This is what immigration is. I think they're hiding behind the fact that there's too many immigrants. The issue is there's too many people with a different way of belief and life that are now swarming our spaces. And if you're like me, there's nothing that sticks out. It really doesn't matter. You don't affect anything. It's those that come with a different belief and culture that are causing a bit of a challenge and bringing concern. Because when they say you want to integrate people and bring in and maybe make people more citizens or permanent residents, the challenge is the local people will be saying, we can't have these people as a permanent part of us. So the story of Joseph for me always comes to mind because I then ask myself like how did he do it? Because at some point, even when he got to extent to where he became prime minister and all this stuff, um, he had to have assimilated a way of life and practice and manner, beliefs probably to some extent, diet and all these things that had to do with Pharaoh's entire kingdom. Despite looking different, but he moved the same with everybody else. So I think the issue with immigration for me is it's being different but moving the same. Now, if you're different and you're moving different, you're going to cause problems. So the challenge for me, I think, the reason why there's a lot of noise, and I don't have a problem with the far right because I think they're delusional and uninformed. They're very uneducated people who don't know much with a very small radius with regards how the world works. Most far right actions have failed. France, right now, even the Netherlands failed recently. They've got their first alphabetical prime minister or whatever, and it's being here. You can be look different but move the same. The problem is you're an immigrant, you look different, but you want to move different, then there's a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think for me also, yeah. I think the only concerning thing is Shekuti, the far right Ndoya that is basically taking
Hmm.
over, and yeah, it's a bit.
It
I don't
shouldn't
know.
worry you too much because you know the far right has got no issues with people like you. Only people that add value, people that are in the good, they've got no issues with you. We know the people they're talking about. And to be honest with you, these people literally strategize to live for free and not add value and then impose a certain way of living that is not familiar with what these people are. If you come to Mushago anyway, I need you. Now, I need you. Mushago anyway, I don't put the Wuku. I didn't put the Wuku, so put the Mondes. You know?
Mm.
So it's a gray area, but I don't think people worry too much about it.
Yeah, but for me, it's a
Oh,
bit different. For me, it's a
hello.
bit. Hello, Ulukuni.
I tell you niggas. Yeah, do
And then GT for me, it's a bit different because, of course, when you say people add
yeah.
value, have a problem. But I feel like there is, but it's sort of like hidden at the moment. But it will come with time. Kuti vanenge
Mm-hmm.
vachiti vanenge vakuti kana muchida mabasa torai mabasa ese ane vanhu ava vasiri vepanapa. That's what I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah no, I think the another solution to that is like your skill base should always exceed the common person's space. And like in your case, I'm asking people like with regards to, for example, with regards to things like data management in any sphere that has to do with a human's existence in, especially in Europe. There's a big push in terms of data management issues, programming and stuff. Health sector, food sector, it's there. So if you build yourself in a way where you don't fall in common spaces, you're not going to be bothered. It's not going to affect you. You know, that's the way I look at it. Because a lot of people don't jump out of the common space. So if you don't try and develop your space to a point where you hold a significant role where they can't do without you, where you're indispensable, then you're going to be affected.
Yeah, but Manje, I don't know. It's,
Hmm?
I think it's a lot, but anyway, maybe
But
that
look
should
at
be.
you special because you guys have you've got gangs and all this stuff. It's a bit scruffy on your end.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a bit.
I'm like here, but I always think the colder the country, the better though. Like, have you ever heard of anyone in Norway though? You think I don't even have a LinkedIn somebody who's in Norway. Like, I've never seen anyone from Norway.
I've got one person I know that was in high school with us,
Mm-hmm.
a stream ahead of me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She,
How the hell did you get there?
she, I don't know.
It's like one of the, because I honestly believe the colder the country, the better.
I don't know.
And your country's got issues. You guys have got
I,
damn.
I live in a
You
very
guys,
good country.
yeah, you guys in England, the gang culture and all this, and I think also the way it was built in your country, there was unintentional segregation. It's like the neighborhoods that were sort of designed, and they put immigrants there in a separate way. Whereas in my location, there's an integration. Like you literally get into the community. Like they decided to swallow people.
Mm.
So, but obviously with time, there's sections like in big cities where our beloved Islamic family is obviously grown. I mean, like here we've got 20 million Turkish people. Can you believe that? 20 million.
Wow.
That's like a quarter of the country. But then you can't replace it because
That's bigger than Zimbabwe.
it is. And this is just here. So, another thing I want to tell you, do you know that these Turkish people actually go back home and vote? And guess who they vote for? So I don't know why you don't have diaspora vote. Because you know the one thing these guys don't know is that a lot of us don't want to go back home. If they make us vote, we'll probably vote for them.
No.
That one I can bet my last $5. Trust me. People, if you say people will vote now, my kids here, I've got 2 kids that can vote in Zimbabwe right now. These 2 guys will vote, they should stay. So that's what happens in Turkey. In case people didn't know how that guy keeps winning. It's simply that. He gave his citizens every house a chance to vote. They've got access to credit from banks. You know what I mean? So in Zimbabwe, all this money that's lying around, these guys buying my Rolls Royce, my Gigi. They are not Bendiga. What am I upon with diaspora squared with sir? Not squared to our marriage, better bichana, what is my profit? They will be making more money. What's going on? Not cash. Not cheap, yet. So, but it's just that that's where we actually are as a people. If you ask people that live here, you and me, would you ever want to go back home? Bro, if I had to take my family home, I think my monthly, I need like 20,000 euros to survive a month. The cost is ridiculous. Just drinking water alone, just water. Yeah? Then to bath. Guys, let's be honest.
All right, I think Nancy Tamboro good.
But in essence, we should agree. I think what's important is for you to find your faith and fight for your beliefs from a personal perspective and to integrate within your community. And also to understand that having left home doesn't make you a bad person because you see things differently now. And because you're informed, the same way when Jesus went elsewhere, he came back a different person because he had seen things and grown in understanding. And I think that's the perspective that we are. So, and most importantly, we have become the missionaries to these lands by how we execute and how we manage our stuff and how we literally defy gravity. By managing to come within 10 years, you're in a position where somebody who's born here has not even achieved a quarter of the things you have. So it's a ministry in its own that you have to take up, in how you conduct your things and how you execute, how you relate with people. And I think that's the religion of the day for immigrants, How much of a good impact are you on your community? How much good you bring? How much you motivate people? How much you reassure these systems? Because they wouldn't work if they didn't have productive people like you and I. It would be a loss. So that's my take on religion and here.
Yeah. Well, thank you for this discussion and
yeah,
let's see what maybe we continue with the immigration next.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, but that's an interesting topic.
Yeah, because there's a lot to unpack there.
There's too much. Yeah. But anyway, have a lovely Sunday.
Thank you.
And say hi to everybody. Nice.
Say hi to everybody there.
Okay, later.
Later.
Oh, cheers.